speech.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming out for this. I'm hoping it'll be a good, exciting, fulfilling competition today. We have 6 speeches and 6 table topics, and so I think we should just get started. I'd like to give it back to Dinesh Uncle to start.
Thank you, Harsh. So once again, good evening, everybody. Welcome to JVB Toasties Gavin Club speech competition. It is my honor to chair this competition. This competition is comprised of 2 sections, a prepared speech as well as table topic speech. I will now read the general contest rules that apply to all speech contests. It is the responsibility of the contestant to be present at the contest briefing as well as before the contest starts. Latecomers will not be allowed to compete in the contest. So I presume we have everybody here, so we have no issue with this first item. Parental interruption in any form during the contest is not acceptable. Only the contestant has the right to dispute the judge's decision. Parents are not allowed to approach the judges directly. That's why we kept them anonymous. In any dispute, the decision of the judges is final. Depending on the number of contestants, certificates may be given to first, second, and third place winners. So yes, we do have 6 contests. So yes, we'll have 1, 2, and 3. Please keep the use of videography cell cameras to a minimum during the contest, so you are not distracting. I would strongly recommend to avoid flash photography. The primary goal of these contestants is to foster the spirit of competition and learning among the youth. Parents and children should focus on the joy of learning and interaction with other participation, rather than the possible outcome of this contest. Thank you for your cooperation. I would now like to introduce our Chief Judge, Madhumita Sacheti, who will review the rules of the prepared speech contest. We are committed to providing a fair contest to all participants who deserve our respect and consideration.
Thank you, Dineshji. Jai Jinendra. As Chief Judge, I must announce the following. 1. All speeches are to be original and quoted material so identified. 2. The speech must be thematic, having an opening, body, and closing, and must not be a monologue or a series of one-liners. 3. Speakers may stay in the room during other speakers' speeches. 4. The time of the prepared speech is to be 5 to 7 minutes. Any speaker speaking less than 4 minutes, 30 seconds, or more than 7 minutes, 30 seconds will be disqualified. 5. The timing of the speeches will be displayed in the following manner. I kindly ask the timer to show them while I'm speaking. Where's our timer? Green card will be displayed when the speaker reaches 5 minutes. Could you please show the green card? Yellow card will be displayed when the speaker reaches 6 minutes, and red card will be displayed when the speaker reaches 7 minutes and will stay up until the speaker is finished with their speech. No additional notice shall be given should a speaker go over time. 6. The speaker must give a thumbs up when they are ready to begin their speech presentation. 7. Judges have been instructed not to consider time in their ranking of speakers. 8. All judges have been briefed and are qualified to judge this contest. 9. There is a secret tiebreaker judge known only to the chief judge. 10. 25% or less of the speech may be devoted to quoting, paraphrasing, or referencing another person's content. Any non-original content must be identified during the speech presentation. 11. Protests are limited to eligibility and originality and may be lodged only by the contestants or judges of the contest to either the chief judge and or the contest chair. And this has to be done before the announcement of contest results. Once the results have been announced, all decisions are final. We are now ready to begin. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Judge. So the speaking area was discussed with the contestants during the contestant briefing. The order of contestants was randomly selected and is as follows. So I strongly encourage contestants to remember your order, who is before you or who's after you. First one to go for the prepared speech will be Liam Jain. Second will be Harsh Daftari, followed by Daksh Bafna. After that, Arin Harkawat, Aksh Doshi, and Anya Bed will wrap it up. So with that, is the timer ready? Is any of the judges needing more time during the contestant? Ballot counter Nimisha Shah, please let me know. Sorry. Nimisha Jain, yeah. It's typo in the script. All right. So let us begin. Our first speaker is Liam Jain. How my Eagle Scout project changed my leadership. How my Eagle Scout project changed my leadership. Liam Jain. Liam, when you're ready, please give a thumbs up to the timer.
Hello. All right. Thank you, Dinesh Uncle. This winter, I undertook the crown jewel of the Boy Scout advancement journey, the Eagle Scout project. Since I started, I already had a good idea of what I wanted to do, but I knew it was not going to be easy. Since the scouting movement started in 1911, 113 years ago, only about 5 or 6% of scouts have managed to accomplish this task. I come from a great troop with a lot of support, but that doesn't mean this was going to be something like a light breeze. I spent a lot of time growing up at the YMCA summer camp, and no matter what we were doing, one thing remained constant through it all: playing hours of Gaga. I'll quickly take some time to explain what that is. You only really need two things: a Gaga pit, usually an octagon made out of wood or metal, and a Gaga ball, usually a kickball. Play starts when you throw the ball into the middle of the field to initiate play. You can hit it with your fist at other players, and if you get hit with the ball below your waist, you are out. You can't hit it twice in a row, and you can't pick the ball up. Last person standing is crowned the winner. You can imagine my disappointment growing up when I would go back to my local elementary school in September, and I couldn't play it until the next summer. My school just simply did not have a Gaga pit. So when I started, I knew this is what I wanted to do for my community. Luckily, they were on board from day one, and it looked like it was going to be smooth sailing. I could not have been more wrong. Firstly, I had to get through 5 or 6 levels of adult leadership just to get it approved. Whether it was my scoutmaster, the council board, my district representatives, the list just kept going on and on and on. And then it was time to actually plan it. I wish I kept copies of my early building plans just so I can look back and see how ridiculous they were. I was truly out of my area of expertise. I just kept on researching Google, hundreds of articles read, and just kept on leading me in different directions. This led me to learning my first lesson. It is okay to ask for help. When I started, I had this false notion that I needed to do everything myself, that I need to plan it out, be independent, or else the project wouldn't count. I was way off. It was only after I looked to my troop, looked to the adults around me for help, that I truly find out how knowledgeable they are. I've learned more from them than I could from hours and hours of Google searching. And then the weather. I don't know how the winter was up here in North Jersey, but Mercer County, where I live, it was brutal. When it wasn't just way too cold to work outside, it was raining buckets on buckets. The pressure was mounting to get it done, and I was uncertain how I would approach it. That's when a quote from my coach came back to me, and it stuck with me ever since. You can always pray for the best and hope for the best to happen, but you need to prepare for the worst. I didn't account for the weather. I didn't account for my budget constraints. I didn't adjust for the little intricacies that would come about. And that is the reason why my failures came about. If I only did this much more research, my project could have gone by that much more smoothly. And then the actual building was even more painful. It felt just like a constant cycle of trial and error until I found the configuration that I use today. The volunteers that came out to help me each day had close and no experience with building a structure like this. Truth be told, I only had half an idea myself. As a team, we spent many hours working through it, especially my dad, figuring out how I wanted to build it together and put down the wood. My third lesson is a reminiscent of the story. The best way to lead a group is to lead them by example. The best way to put it, at least for me, is that if you want to push excellence out of others, the best way to start is to embody that excellence in yourself. Leading by example is making sure that you make your actions mean more than your words. It means taking your group and creating a culture of teamwork and capability. It was only when I learned to lead by example that I make my final structure over February. I would like to thank you all for listening to my speech today. I hope my lessons that I teach you today help stay with you in your day-to-day life. It is okay to just say, I don't know. There are people around you, but you need to be the one that take the first step and reach out to them. You can always pray and hope for the best, but success can only happen when you prepare yourself for the worst to happen. With that leads me to my final. You need to lead by example. This is in my opinion, this is the best method for whenever you're leading a group of inexperienced people or a group of beginners, or even if you're a beginner yourself. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Okay, one more round of applause for Liam Jain. Timer, please put 1 minute on the clock for the judges to fill out their ballots. Do the judges need more time? All right, so we'll move along. Our second speaker is Harsh Daftari. Understanding biases in our everyday life. Understanding biases in our everyday life. Harsh Daftari. Harsh, when you're ready, please give a thumbs up to the timer.
Thank you, Mr. Contest Chair, for bringing me on the stage, and thank you everybody for coming out tonight. So my speech is about understanding biases in our everyday life. So in my history class, one of the things that we have to do is look at political cartoons and try to figure out what the messages are. So if you can see this type of a cartoon, the left is the Japanese and the right are the Chinese. You can see the Chinese are bowing down to the Japanese after the first Sino-Japanese War. So this might seem like, oh, okay, the Japanese won and the Chinese lost. However, there's a lot more that goes into this. This cartoon was actually published in a Japanese magazine to kind of show how proud they were over their victory. However, if you look at from the Chinese point of view, that war was not a complete and utter destruction where the Chinese are bending over for the Japanese victory. There are a bunch of things that are just shown from the Japanese point of view, since it was shown to make the Japanese proud of their country. And so this was published in like the 1800s after the first Sino-Japanese War. However, this type of ideas still come around to this day. I'm sure many of you have seen this chart before of different news articles, different news sources, and how liberal, conservative, how in the middle they are. Normally, I think we're all used to the Fox News, CNN, and just all the left and right, but those are the main ones. However, while I know personally that I've tuned into Fox News and CNN broadcasts, I don't think I've ever tuned into a Reuters broadcast before. And that's the important part. Well, we as humans, we're used to just tuning into the broadcasts that we know about. We listen to CNN if we're more liberal leaning. We listen to Fox News if we're more conservative leaning. And that's just mostly how we do it nowadays. Well, I don't think that that's a very fair way to go about stuff, because if you only look at one source, if you look at one point of view, then you're going to be more closed-minded and you're just not going to listen to what else could be there. So last week there was an event where in Columbia University students were protesting and 280 students got arrested for their speaking. So the Daily News and the New York Post, they're both in New York. They're both sourced in New York, and one is New York Post is more conservative leaning. The Daily News is more liberal leaning. So this is interesting that they took interviews from students to see what they thought about what happened in the protests. And the New York Daily News, the more liberal one, says how it is disturbing to see something like this happen in a free speech zone, while the New York Post one says that they applaud the cops for doing the right thing and they don't feel safe. And what I also looked in this articles were that all of their speeches, all of their interviews were all the New York Daily News saying how bad it was and the New York Post saying how good it was. So people that normally tune into their news, if they read their New York Daily News every day, they're going to think that it was everybody thought that it was a bad thing to happen and it was just a terrible outcome. While people that look at the New York Post are going to think that it was a great thing that they did it. People were feeling unsafe and that it was they're proud the cops were doing the right thing. However, I don't think that's a very fair assumption, because these are both point of views from people who were at the situation at the time. So by just limiting New York Daily News for saying it was bad and for New York Post for saying it was a good thing to happen, we are blocking ourselves from the wide spectrum. So some people may be thinking, yeah, okay, but I just watch CNN every day. I just watch Fox News every day. Well, I'm not going to change that. Well, there's interesting things that we can do. I found this website called allsites.org or .com, where I just found this article, did Biden's uncle get eaten by cannibals? And that's just like, I didn't know you're going to hear Biden and cannibals in the same sentence. However, they have articles from the left and from the right kind of breaking down the same situation. And they have articles from the center to see what everybody thought, not just left or right. And so what's interesting about this is that they round up information from all over the world, from all over different sources, to give a more complete, a more fair approach to both sides. And there's many sites like this. This is just one example of different ways that we can get around bias. Another thing that I would think of ways to get around bias is that even if we just listen to one source, we don't just simply base our opinions based off of what we hear. It's important to do a little more thinking, to do more looking, and just figuring out what the actual you believe is. I know in my family, I sometimes try to push, we don't just watch one news channel all day, every day, because then our ideas will be just there. And if we watch both sides, if we watch everything, then that's important. Additionally, another thing we can do is try to go more to the middle, the NPR newses, the Reuters, the APs of the world. And if we listen to stuff like that, then we can feel we have a more centrist, more minimal partisan bias instead of being pushed towards one side. So while I was doing that thinking, I finally understood what the whole point of us doing these political cartoon analysis were in school. When you are looking at these political cartoons shaped the generations and generations of people from to where we are now. If people didn't have this cartoon, then they might not know what the Japanese did, what the Chinese felt. And it's important that we understand what's happening, understand what the context of each situation is, so that we can make a fair judgment for ourselves in the future. Thank you.
One more round of applause for Harsh. Timer, please put 1 minute on the clock for the judges to fill out the ballots. Do the judges need more time? While we're good to go. Just a couple more reminders. Please make sure your phones are mute. We want to make sure the contestants don't get disturbed. And a point for the contestants, try to keep microphone closer to your mouthpiece. So when you're giving expressions, you're talking like this, will not be able to hear. So try to move along with the mic. Okay. So moving along, our third speaker is Daksh Bafna, The Origins. The Origins, Daksh Bafna. Daksh, when you're ready, please give a thumbs up to the timer.
Hello guys, thank you for coming out today. One day in biology class, my teacher was lecturing us on how DNA replicates and how DNA compares from different animals to humans. I just zoned out. I normally never do this, but I may have felt so bored by the lecture, not even daydreaming could help me. I just thought about this DNA in different lives, and that just occurred to me. How could we be the only species in our solar system? Maybe even the universe. I couldn't process it. I thought that there had to be some other species that exists, maybe not nearby, but somewhere else. Through biology, it seems so easy for life to form through different places, like water and land. I couldn't comprehend it. If it's true that we are the only species, It's both terrifying and scary. Why would it be scary? You would have no one to look back on, no one to reach out to, and no one for our future. We would have no connections to make. When scientists look for different planets, we usually search for two main factors. One, the atmosphere and what the planet contains. The atmosphere should have gases that are able to support life, and it should also be able to block out radiation and other rays that could come from their sun and their system. The next, we look at the different type of planet and where it's located in the solar system. In the solar system, you can have planets ranging from close to the sun or out from the sun, such as Mercury in our solar system, and maybe Jupiter in our solar system. We obviously don't want to be here because it would become too hot or too cold. Earth is situated at a perfect spot, a golden spot, where we have just enough warmth to have life, but not enough to burn us. When looking for these, we've located 85 different planets in nearby solar systems and the universe that could contain one or two of these factors. Unfortunately, in our lifetimes at least, we're not going to be able to go to these planets because we don't have the technology and we don't have any ships or shuttles advanced enough to get there. But let's look back on what happened to our planet, how life formed in our planet. There's a process called abiogenesis. Abiogenesis, with time and a couple other building blocks that Earth happened to have, created life. What are the building blocks? We had water on our planet. Scientists theorized that the water could have come from a nearby comet or asteroid that hit Earth, as ice caps are pretty popular in such comets and asteroids. With this water, we just had time. Through billions of years of evolution, lots of environmental factors, and like I said before, the two factors that supported life on Earth, abiogenesis was able to perform properly. The first cells began to form. These cells were microbes and bacteria. They engulfed the entire Earth, from the sea and the land, and they took over. The cycle kept on repeating. They turned to multicellular organisms, and these multicellular organisms were like plants, grass, algae. After this happened for billions of years, we began to see animals. Animals then turned into ecosystems, and these ecosystems helped shape the terrain so that different types of these plants and animals could interact with each other. After this, we saw different animals, and these animals turned into us. Now we come here, in us, present day. We have so many technological advancements that we've come over time. Some of the things we take for granted every day. The most popular being cars, transportation. We use it to make life easier for us. But what are the drawbacks it has? Obviously, with climate change getting worse and the time it takes to create these cars and airports, you might think that it's not feasible enough to have this in the long term. And it really isn't. Even with electric cars, the electricity that comes from them isn't fully green. It comes from power grids. And where do power grids come from? Burning of coal. Even though solar panels are being made, it still takes time and money. And we don't know if our lifetime we'll get a fully renewable source of energy. It's important to look after this because sooner or later, Earth could disappear at any given moment. With all the wars going on, peace, now it just takes a few clicks of a button and the entire Earth would just be destroyed. War happens every day. And so this peace, we need to keep up the peace. We only have one Earth and one chance. We need to take care of it. Thank you.
Timer, please start a minute time. Just one more housekeeping. We want to make sure the contestants are very clear about the rule. When the timer shows green, it doesn't mean you have to stop. That is just your first 4:30 minutes. So that's a qualifying check mark. So you can keep going for another 2 minutes. I think until when you see red, that is 7 minutes up. After that, you still have 30 seconds. So please don't abruptly stop when you see green. This is just that you are qualified into the competition. Just to be clear about that, yeah. Do the judges need more time? Do the judges need more time? All right, so moving along, our fourth speaker is Arun Harkawat, redefining environmental inequality. Redefining environmental inequality, Arun Harkawat. I use that. Arun, when you're ready, please give a thumbs up to the timer.
By a show of hands, how many of you have heard of issues such as plastic pollution, poor water quality, and toxic metals? So a number of you have heard of these issues, but I ask you, how do you explain the disproportionate context behind these issues? Why underserved communities face a higher number of environmental challenges, whereas in higher income communities, these are not problems of great concern. Experts in the field of environmental studies define this inequality as environmental injustice, where low-income or marginalized communities face a higher number of environmental burdens as a result of varying social, political, and economic factors. The communities are often regarded as overburdened communities. And one glaring example of this injustice is Louisiana's Cancer Alley. So along 85 miles of the Mississippi River exist over 200 fossil fuel and petrochemical plants emitting toxic air fumes to local communities, leading to one of the highest rates of cancer in the entire United States. The communities are predominantly Black and brown. Residents of these communities have even urged the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, to investigate conditions on the basis of violating the Civil Rights Act of 1964, given the disproportionate amount of air pollution affecting predominantly Black and brown residents. That's just one instance. Cancer Valley is just one of hundreds, if not thousands, of examples in the United States demonstrating environmental injustice being faced by low-income communities of color. And a state in which this injustice is increasingly common, it's the state of New Jersey. A 20-minute drive from Philadelphia, the township of Paulsboro, New Jersey, part of Gloucester County, is considered an overburdened community, according to the New Jersey Environmental Justice Law. As an overburdened community, at least 35% of households qualify as low income. That being said, the township has been showing growth, both economic and environmental, especially in response to a toxic compound that has affected the township for nearly a decade. So among several other overburdened communities in New Jersey, including Camden, Newark, and Elizabeth, Paulsboro stands out to the increased presence of a forever chemical known as PFAS, per and polyfluoroalkyl substances, which have been known to remain in the environment and humans for an extended period of time. And over the past decade, the compound has affected the waterways and infected the air, impacting residents of Paulsboro as many contain remarkably high levels of the compound. But the higher concentration begs the question, why is there an increased presence of a toxic compound in an overburdened community than in a higher income community? To answer this question, we first need to consider the context behind the contamination. Rutgers University professor Dr. Robert Lombach has been analyzing the increased presence of the forever chemical to understand the effects of the compound on local residents and communities. I had a chance to analyze a sample of data provided by Dr. Lombach, and it was in conversation with him that he told me the source of contamination, unsurprisingly, was a chemical company. And even though in the summer of 2023, the company agreed to pay $393 million in cleanup, the damage had been done, and the question remains, why Paulsboro? Even though the source of contamination may not have necessarily been intentional, it's very hard to find examples of industrial sites contaminating higher income communities. And if we look at the situation from an environmental justice point of view, the town seems like a perfect example. Low-income community facing a higher number of environmental burdens as a result of varying social, political, and economic factors. But what are these factors in Paulsboro? Is it the lack of a political voice to demand stricter oversight on water quality? Is it due to the relatively low price of leasing the land to industrial sites, making the town a target to objectively bad environmental practices? Or for higher income communities, their ability to reject the idea of having an industrial site in their own town because they themselves don't want toxic compounds in their own backyard? Or is it a combination of all these factors? That's an answer that's very difficult to definitively prove. But these factors are not unique to Paulsboro or Cancer Alley, but all overburdened communities facing environmental issues. Now, realizing these issues, we have to consider what's next for overburdened communities. How can we bring justice to areas where environmental issues continue to pervade in our environment through factors that are within our control? Is it redefining standards of cultural equity to ensure citizens are not disproportionately affected by environmental conditions, such as defining eco standards when urban planning? Or is it establishing channels to uplift voices in underserved communities? Or for youth, joining a local environmental organization to teach community members about ways to reduce their own carbon footprint? Establishing a letter campaign to ensure and seek change of environmental education in classrooms? Or organizing a petition to ensure local bodies of government maintain clean water levels? I urge communities to consider these solutions, realizing that equity should be accessible to every single community, not just higher income communities. I urge you all to consider and shift these solutions and shift your perspective, realizing that environmental issues continue to pervade our environment through forms such as PFAS, and that there are small changes that we can make in our day-to-day habits to ensure sources of contamination are reduced. Looking into sustainable alternatives to items such as plastic bags, repurposing items such as plastic water bottles, and being cognizant of water use and electricity generation. These solutions are the initial steps to ensure a shift in perspective is recognized among your local community, businesses, and legislators, so we can all play a role in bringing justice to communities like Paulsboro. Thank you.
One more round of applause for Arin. Timer, please put a 1-minute timer for the judges to fill out the ballots. Do the judges need more time? Okay, so moving along, our fifth speaker is Aksh Doshi, a musical journey through life. A musical journey through life, Aksh Doshi. Aksh, when you're ready, please give a thumbs up to timer.
Every note in music tells a story. Every note carries emotion, and every note reflects bits and pieces of who we are. From the sad sound of the A chord to the hopeful and promising sound of the B chord, to the infectious joy and happiness coming through the C sharp chord. All these chords come together to create music, which is what I'm here to teach you to appreciate today. From the A chord, it speaks to our struggles and hardships that we face from a day-to-day basis. And in music, it may seem illogical to go to sad music when you're feeling sad, because why would you want to feel more sad? However, when you're feeling sad and lost, music can serve as a refuge. It can serve as a friend that's there to comfort you when you're feeling these emotions, when you've just failed in something specific. As the sad note fades, comes the hope and promise that the B chord provides. The progressive melody in music can also represent the progressiveness in life and that there is hope in the future. For example, when you receive a bad grade in a test, when you perform badly in a specific sport, or when you lose in a competition, Your first initial thought is to feel sad, and for the foreseeable future, you think nothing's ever going to get better. However, music can teach you that doesn't always have to be the case. A lot of people go to music not for the music itself and not for the beats and sound it provides, but for the lyrics that artists work hard to make. And when I talk about lyrics, I'm not talking about rappers bragging about their diamonds, bragging about their chains and expensive houses. I'm talking about the artists who work hard to create thoughtful and thought-provoking lyrics that can enrich you and boost your well-being. It can motivate you when you fail at something, such as getting a bad grade, and motivates you and inspires you to keep going and not give up. As the hopeful and promising chord B slowly fades away, then comes the happy, infectious joy of the C sharp. The C sharp chord can provide many things. There's one thing many people go to when going to music. It's to feel better. It's to feel happy. It's to boost your well-being. From the catchy tunes of Blinding Lights by The Weeknd, hopefully that made everyone's day better. So basically, music can provide this cheering and dancing joy, inviting you to cheer along, to dance along with you when times are rough, when you have only a little bit of hope left. However, no song ends with just one chord. No song ends with just one melody. So all these are individual different chords that provide different emotions, one sadness, one hope, one joy. But each individual chord, that's not what makes a song. These chords come together to create a melody, which creates a song. The same way, similarly in life, your joy, your happiness, your experiences, your sadness, your anger, everything comes together to create one thing, your experiences throughout life. That melody has been created from the sad, from the happy, and the hope. One way to express yourself through music is by learning an instrument such as this, the violin, the trombone, any instrument in the world. Music not only provides these different emotions, but it can teach many things, such as discipline, hard work, and sticking by something even when times get tough. So as no chord, so in conclusion, let's treasure and embrace let's treasure and embrace what music provides to you. Whether it's ups and downs, music will always be there as a friend that can comfort you, and music will always be there as something you can rely on when times get tough. Thank you. I would like everyone to try listening to music once. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters.
One more round of applause for Aksh. Timer, please start a 1 minute clock for the judges to fill out the ballot. Do the judges need more time? Do the judges need more time? Moving along, our sixth speaker is Anya Bed, The Road Signs of Life. The Road Signs of Life, Anya Bed. Anya, please give the timer a thumbs up when you're ready to start.
So I guess we all know what that sound is. For me, that's one of the scariest sounds. Hi, my name is Anya, and I'm 16 years old, about to turn 17 in 2 days. And on my 17th birthday, I have to take a really big test. And it's not my SATs, and it's not a test that's being given in school. It's not even a Yanshala test. It's my driving test. So I'm equally nervous and excited to take this test because while I really want to get my license, driving has definitely been a journey. I remember the first time I started driving, my sister, Naisha, was like, "Oh my God, you can drive? Let's go get ice cream." So I was like, you know what? I want to get ice cream. Let's go. So me, my sister, and my mom all sat in the car, and I was driving. About 2 minutes into the ride, I realized I would have to drive on Route 18. And obviously, you guys all live in New Jersey. You know that if you want to get anywhere, you have to drive on Route 18. So at this point, I was like, okay, now I can't exactly give the wheel to my mom because I'm in the middle of the road. So I continued, and eventually we ended up getting to the ice cream place. But instead of it taking 15 minutes, it took 30. And honestly, this is a lot like life. We all have our own destination that we want to get to, our end goal. But we all have different obstacles we have to cross along the way. For some, it might be smooth sailing, green lights and no traffic. For others, it might be red lights and making 10 wrong turns, like I did. When we start life, we have a blank canvas. We don't have any obstacles yet, and we don't really have any goals either. As we continue on our journey, we have more and more goals that we put on this canvas and more obstacles that prevent us from reaching these goals. When I think about my goals, I like to use 3 guiding lights to help me achieve them. And these 3 guiding lights are actually the same that we see on the road: a traffic light, red, yellow, and green. So what do I mean by this? Well, about 10 days ago, I accidentally ran a red light, and that was not good. I learned very quickly to not do that again. But I also learned to never run a red light in life. So
I'm currently in the middle of the college admissions process, and that is one that can be very scary because you come across a lot of red lights, a lot of different obstacles that stop you from getting to where you want to go. Before, I used to just run these red lights, and I would just go straight through them without really taking time to process, which would get me a little bit overwhelmed with this whole process. Now I realize that it's really important to stop and be mindful and aware of where you are in the present moment, instead of just continuing and looking to the future and forward. Similarly, when we reach a yellow light, we know to be cautious and slow down. And I think that the same thing is applicable in life, to be cautious and slow down. Be cautious about where you are putting your time. I remember my sophomore year, I wasn't really that cautious about where I was putting my time and who I was giving my time to. I wasn't really putting my time towards reaching my goals. However, as junior year came up, I realized that I had to be a lot more cautious about where I was giving my time to. There's so many distractions every single day that we face, and learning how to tune out those distractions and be cautious, like we're at a yellow light, about where we are giving our time and where we are not giving our time has proven crucial to actually achieving our goals. Finally, we all know that when we're at a green light, we go. And I think the same is applicable in life. When we are at a green light, just go. I feel like there have been so many times in my life where I've set a goal for myself, and I've been focused on okay, what if this happens? Or what if that happens? What if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? And what I've realized is that sometimes, like in driving, we just have to pretend that we're at a green light. We just have to go. Go and chase your goals and achieve your dreams. So there it is, the traffic light, our guidepost for driving and for life. Red teaches us to slow down and be in the present moment. Yellow teaches us to be cautious about where we're giving our time to. And green tells us that sometimes it's necessary to just go and go work towards our dreams. We all know how to drive when it's sunny outside and when the birds are chirping and there's no rain. But learning how to drive when it's raining, when there's thunder, when we get stopped at so many different obstacles along the way, that is what will truly take us to our end goal, to our destination. Thank you.
Thank you, Anya. Timer, please put 2 minutes on the clock for the judges to fill out the ballots. Do the judges need more time? You're good? So the prepared speech contest has now concluded. Let's give the contestants a big round of applause. So we will now have 5-minute break. After the break, we will move into table topic contest. Timer, how much time do we have left? All five? So should we get started? Do we have all the judges? I think we are missing someone. The contestants should still stay here. You still stay here. Can you call everybody? Some introductions, yeah. Mm. Madam Sergeant of Arms. We still have to give you introduction before you take them out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they also need to review here to the rules. It looks like we have the contestants and the judges. So should we get started? All right, welcome back. I would like to request everyone again to mute their phones and please keep the video recording very discreet and no flash photography, please. To tell us about the rules, let me introduce our Chief Judge, Madhumita Sacheti.
Thank you, Dinesh Jai Jinendra. These are the table topics speech contest rules. 1. All contestants shall receive the same topic, which shall be of a general nature. 2. The topic shall be of reasonable length, shall not require detailed knowledge, and should lead to an opinion or conclusion. 3. Contestants may not use digital or other devices during the contest to gain an unfair advantage. Contestants, at this time, you may please turn off your devices, your phones. 4. All contestants will be escorted out of the room by the sergeant at arms and return to the room one by one. 5. The topic is then read to each contestant who shall speak on that topic. 6. The time of the table topic speech is to be 1 to 2 minutes. Any speaker speaking less than 1 minute and more than 2 minutes and 30 seconds will be disqualified. 7. The timing cards will be activated as follows. Green card will be displayed when the speaker reaches 1 minute. Yellow card will be displayed when the speaker reaches 1 minute and 30 seconds. Red card will be displayed when the speaker reaches 2 minutes and will stay on until the speaker has finished speaking. No additional notice shall be given should a speaker go over time. 8. The speaker must give a thumbs up when they are ready to answer the table topics question posed to them. 9. Contestants may stay in the room after they have spoken. 10. There will be 1 minute of silence between speakers, so the judges may complete their ballots. 11. Judges have been instructed not to consider time in the ranking of the speakers. 12. All judges have been briefed and are qualified to judge this contest. 13. There is a secret tiebreaker judge known only to the chief judge. 14. 25% or less of the speech may be devoted to quoting, paraphrasing, or referencing another person's content. Any non-original content must be so identified during the speech presentation. 15. Protests are limited to eligibility and originality and may be launched only by the contestants or judges of this contest to either the chief judge and or the contest chair before the announcement of the contest results. Once the results have been announced, all decisions are final. Good luck to all participants, and we are ready to begin. Contest chair.
Thank you, Madhumita ji. So the speaking area was discussed with the contestants during the contestant briefing. The order of contestants was randomly selected and is as follows. We'll start with Anya Baid, then Daksh, Liam Jain, Aksh, Harsh, and then finally Arin Harkawat. Is the timer ready? If any of the judges need more time, ballot counter Nimisha Jain, let me know privately. Madam Sergeant at Arms, please escort all except the first contestant out of the room. Okay, we are secured. So let us begin. Our first speaker is Anya Baid. Table topic. Hello. Table topic question is, would you rather understand all the world's human languages or have the ability to speak with animals? I repeat, would you rather understand all the world's human languages or have the ability to speak with animals? Anya Baid. Anya, when you're ready, give a thumbs up to the timer.
Okay, so I think that I would rather be able to understand all the world's languages. And the reason for this is that then I can travel anywhere and know exactly what everyone is saying. And I think that would be really cool, especially if, say, I go to India, right? I know Hindi pretty well, but it could definitely be better. I think if I could just understand the language, the humor better, it would definitely make the experience a lot more enriching. Same thing if I go to different countries. Say I go to Japan, it would be really cool to be able to just speak Japanese. Also, not to mention, I could just impress everybody. I mean, they could say, Anya, speak this language, speak that language, and I would be able to do it, no questions asked. And then people would think I would have some sort of superpower or something. So I think that would be kind of cool to be able to just impress people and then also be able to enrich my knowledge and my experiences when I go to other places. I think that on the other hand, if I were to be able to talk to animals, while that would be really cool, I don't know of how much use that would be. It's not like we have a dog, no matter how much my sister wants one at home. And I guess the only animals that are kind of around me that I would be able to speak to would be squirrels or chipmunks. And I think if I were to do that, if I were to bend down the JVB parking lot and start talking to a squirrel, you guys would all think I was pretty weird. So I think that knowing different languages would be a lot more beneficial and a lot more enriching to me. Thank you.
Let's give Anya another round of applause. Timer, please put 1 minute on the clock for the judges to fill out the ballot. Daksh, your table topic question is, would you rather understand all the world's human languages or have the ability to speak with animals? I repeat, would you rather understand all the world's human languages or have the ability to speak with animals? Daksh, please give a thumbs up to the timer when you're ready to speak.
So for this, so for this question, let's understand both point of views. So understanding all the languages in the world, it could be beneficial as a translator, but everyone at some point, people are bilingual. They know more than one language, and they'll be able to translate them soon enough. However, understanding what animals say will provide us with an insight in a whole different world we don't know. This can provide us with their thought process, what they think, how they live, and can provide so much information about the Earth. We barely know any of the species, how they live, their habitats, their patterns. Knowing animals could give us an insight into how we can perform better as humans, and how we can interact with each other better. Learning from animals is not only the other benefit, but also doing experiments on animals. We've already seen with the recent Neuralink trials, they've been putting the chips inside monkeys to see how they perform. Most of us were amazed because monkeys could do almost the same thing we did. They were instructed to play with the game on ping pong, and they played it almost better than most of us could. Animals are underrated in the terms of how they think, and we know so much that they don't. Thank you.
One more round of applause for that. Timer, please put 1 minute on the clock. The judges to fill the ballots. Hello? 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 Hello, hello, hello. Do the judges need more time? In the meantime, we can get Liam Jane on the stage.
Hello?
Okay, ready to start? Liam, your table topic question is, would you rather understand all the world's human languages or have the ability to speak with animals? I repeat, would you rather understand all the world's human languages or have the ability to speak with animals? Liam, when you're ready, give a thumbs up to the timer.
If I were given the choice between those two options, I would choose to speak with animals. In today's society, we already have Google Translate, Duolingo, all these resources. If we were want to speak with people from other cultures or other places, for example, I have some cousins in Punjab, right? They don't speak Hindi; they only knew Punjabi, so I have to use my dad to translate for me. I can't do that with animals. I don't have a parent that speaks dolphin or a cousin that speaks dog, right? So being able to have that connection with the outside world around me would be something greater than any language. You know, we live in America and specifically in New Jersey, where everybody you meet speaks English. It's not the same with the animals. You meet bugs, dogs, cats, birds. You go to a farm, you see cows and horses. All of these different animals that we have never communicated with, never learned about more properly, never socialized with, you could say. You know, we spend a lot of time, people devote their entire careers to understanding the environment, studying pets, studying wild animals, and they never act and to be able to actually talk to the animals at the root of the research can help advance science way more than simple human language can. Thank you.
One more round of applause for Liam. Timer, please start 1 minute on the clock. Okay. Continuing along, the next speaker is Aksh Doshi. Aksh, the table topic question is, would you rather understand all the world's human languages or have the ability to speak with animals? I repeat, would you rather understand all the world's human languages or have the ability to speak with animals? Aksh, when you're ready, give a thumbs up to the timer.
One thing I know about the world is that there's a lot of resources that we can use to be able to communicate with everyone in the world. There's Google Translate and other things that we can use to speak to people. However, speaking with animals, understanding what they can go through in life, understanding their processes in the ocean, in the overall world, that's just absurd to think about. And getting that ability, I think I would really appreciate to have and have an understanding that no one else in the world would ever have. That can also allow for a lot of money too, I guess, in the future. So being able to speak with animals, and as I said, every single animal in the world, so we would be able to understand wildlife, the life in the ocean, the life in the air. I think that just having access to that type of information, understanding their process of life, how they go about life, how they communicate with each other, and how they basically live would be very crucial to my own knowledge. Again, knowing every language, that provides many benefits too. You get to go to every country in the world. But I feel like that's something that you can obtain by just studying and knowing the basics, but the ability to speak with something or someone, a wildlife that you couldn't do before, I think that would just be life-changing. And yeah, thank you.
One more round of applause for Aksh. Timer 60 seconds on the clock. Do the judges need more time? All right, our next contestant is Harsh Daftari. Harsh, your table topic question is, would you rather understand all the world's human languages or have the ability to speak with animals? I repeat, would you rather understand all the world's human languages or have the ability to speak with animals? Harsh, when you're ready, give a thumbs up to the timer.
So thank you for the question. Thank you everybody for coming out. My grandpa is actually in here from America right now, and I'm having to like relearn Gujarati just in the fly. Like I know Gujarati, but then there's like different intricacies, different ways to talk to him, and like it's a lot of learning and a lot of like communication problems that even I sometimes have. I can't fully like explain what I want to say. He doesn't really understand what I'm trying to say something in English. And so that's why I think that I would rather want to know all the human languages in the world, like just not just Gujarati, not just Hindi, but then there's like this world is so diverse and there's so many different people that all have different ideas and different thoughts. And I think that it's really important that while it's important to know what the animals think and they're saying, it's important to know what our own people are thinking and our own people are saying. And also there are a bunch of languages that over time just have lost use and just lost like no one speaks those languages anymore. And I think that that's kind of unfortunate because language is a way of like culture and communication. And it's like a whole group of people have one with that one language. And so over time, if we've lost that language, we've lost a part of our history and a part of our world. And so I think it's important for the preservation of our world and just for overall communication with everybody, to know how everybody feels and to communicate with everybody. I think it's really important to know all the human languages. Thank you.
One more round of applause for Harsh. Timer, give me a time for 60 seconds. So we are getting the last contestant, Arin, onto the stage.
Hello.
Do the judges need more time? Okay, so we'll proceed with the last speaker, Arin. Arin, your table topic question is, would you rather understand all the world's human languages or have the ability to speak with animals? Would you rather understand all the world's human languages or have the ability to speak with animals? Arin, when you're ready, give a thumbs up to the timer.
So as an environmental enthusiast, I would argue that I would want to speak with animals. And that's because I think that it's super important to preserve biodiversity and to limit things like deforestation and habitat fragmentation. And so speaking with animals, you can get their expectations of what they're going through, how they're reacting to their changes in our environment by changes that we made, us humans. So being able to speak with them, we get to see what their desires are, their expectations are. Having different languages in your portfolio is great, but I believe speaking with humans or speaking with animals is more important because increased biodiversity can increase resilience as well. Whereas speaking with different humans with different languages, you're still communicating the same idea. Whereas in animals, you're getting a entirely different perspective. So humans, not so much. Animals, yes. Okay.
Yes, yes. Another round of applause for Aaron. Timer, please give me a 2-minute time on the clock for the judges to fill out the final ballot. So very, very, very well done. I think we have a equally balanced team, or we have 2 for the 4 and we're perfect balance. So we are in balance. Okay. Does any parent want to take this question? 4-2. That's what I thought. Yeah. So it's 4-2. Yeah. So Anya and Harsh picked languages. Rest all. Quiet discussion. We need the judges to do their part. We don't want them to be distracted or influenced. Yeah, yeah. If any adult want to take the stage, we'll grade you as well. What I think. Yeah, so I think, yeah, maybe I will try to balance. I'll come your side. I want to, yeah, definitely pick being able to speak human languages, right? So, yeah, my take on this, obviously, there's no right or wrong. So, yes, you can get the translator to convey the message, right? So, I'm saying, I am happy. That's what the translator is going to do. It's not going to give me any emotions. The intricacies of communication, right? When you talk, you have to bring the emotions, the real sense of what you're trying to communicate. If I'm just reading without emotions, then on the other hand, yeah, it's funny, but right? If you were talking about the animals, yes, there is a whole this ecosystem you want to preserve. So if you know what they're going through, what they expect, and also to tell them what you're going to do next to them, it's it's just it won't be very good. But at the same time, I mean, being a superior race, we will take charge anyway. We will not care what they will want or so. Yeah, it's just my take. I would rather have the ability to speak all languages because that's priority in life. It's just not right or wrong, but that's more important to me than. Yes. Exactly. Yes, I don't need to learn more languages, no, you have to pick the question. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, like Monday I'll be this and Tuesday I'll be that. All right. So do the judges need more time? All set? So with that, let's give all the contestants a big round of applause. Now that the JVB Toasties Gavel Club speech competition is over, let's take some time to meet our contestants. Please join me in welcoming back on the stage the prepared speech and table speech contestants. So while they are coming on the stage, I will now turn over this portion of the contestant interviewer, Ms. Deepika Anchalia, who will be interviewing our contestants. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. It's my pleasure to interview the prepared speech and the table topics contestants today. Are you guys in your prepared speech line? Is this the order? Yeah, this is the order, right? Yeah, perfect. Okay, great. Each contestant will have 1 to 2 minutes to answer these questions. So we'll start with Liam Jane. Okay. How many years have you been a member of your club?
This is my second year.
And what position do you hold?
Last year I was a VP of Public Relations. This year I'm the VP of Membership.
Okay. And I see one of your interests is basketball. So what's your favorite part about basketball and why?
I think it's just how many like fastest start to a game, you know. In some sports, like I don't want to like disrespect any sports, but I think basketball compared to most sports have like more complex, you know, parts to it. You know, there's defense, passing, just shooting, just finishing, just blocking. Like you can excel at one thing and not be bad at other parts, but yet still be a great player.
Okay. Thank you, Liam, for participating in JVB Toasties Gavel Club speech competition. Here, oh, I'll do the certificates later. Okay, yeah, just if you can go to the end of the line. Yeah, thank you. Next we have Harsh Daftari. How do you pronounce it? Daftari. Okay. Hi. How many years have you been in part of the club?
This is my second year.
Okay, and what positions have you held and what are you holding
So
now?
I was vice president membership and now I'm vice president education.
Okay, cool. And so one of your hobbies is reading. What's your favorite genre and why?
So I think that, well, recently I just finished reading an existentialist book, The Stranger, and that's probably like like psychology, that type of genre is probably my favorite. Because The Stranger, it's like a book where you just start to dislike the character so much that over time you grow to like him. And then the way the book ends, it's just all like it just really toys with your brain and it's something that you're always gonna remember and like always just it's in the back of your mind for all the time. So it's just a fun experience for all.
So psychological fiction, thriller?
Yeah.
Okay,
I guess,
nice.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Harsh, for participating in JVB Toasties Gavel Club speech competition. We have Daksh Bafna next. How many years have you been part of this club?
2 years. This is my second year.
And what are your positions?
So last year I was the secretary and this year I'm the treasurer.
Treasure, okay. So one of your interests includes running track. So this sport has both like it's like a team sport and it could be an individual sport. Which part do you like and why?
So the team section of track and field is like the relays, right? So every member of like maybe a 4 team, it's like a 4x400. So you run 400 meters and everyone runs that. So the first person runs it with the baton, what they hold, and they pass it on to the next person, pass it on to the next person, and you try to get the fastest time like that. That's the team version of track and field. And then the solo version is just you going all out on a race. It's all about like the mental strength, all the times you prepare for it, your legs. But yeah, it comes down to the mental strength the most. So I do distance like 1600 meter and 3200. So it's all about the mental strength. You could be doing runs at home, but like maybe can I stop here? Should I stop there? You have to have the strength to push through, run as fast as you can. It's all about that.
You. Thank you for participating in JVB Toasties Gavel Club Speech and Competition. Next we have, sorry, I've lost it. Oh, Aaron, yeah, Aaron. How many years have you been a member of this club?
2.
And what were your positions?
VP of Public Relations this year.
Okay. And your speech was about environments, and one of your hobbies includes taking pictures of nature. So they kind of go hand in hand. What's your favorite part of nature, and that you believe needs to be preserved the most?
Yeah, so due to things like deforestation and habitat fragmentation, you have a lot of places called our built environment.
Mhm.
So because of urbanization, those places that were, existed before are no longer there. So the medium between when urbanization is just about to creep up and when there's still some biodiversity available is that point, that intermediate point is I like taking photos of that. So I do that occasionally. Whenever there's you're driving by or you're just in some place and you see that, I just take a picture of it. So it's very cool.
Nice. Thank you for participation in JVB Toasties Gavel Club Speech Competition. Next we have Aksh. How many years have you been a member of your club?
I've been doing this for 2 years.
Okay. And what are your positions that you've held?
Last year I've held VP of Education, and this year I'm the president.
President, okay. And I saw that you were a part of Odyssey of the Mind.
Yeah.
So which was your problem that you had and how did you solve it? Briefly,
So-
if you can describe it.
So as it just finished a few weeks ago, we had problem 5. So it was focused on what I like a lot, music, to create a band, and they get on a detour, and you have to find a way to use music to come back on tour. So we had many different ways to solve this problem. What we did was we used the soda cans as like a theme for our band, and basically they work together creatively to create different types of songs on that theme of soda to spread that and get back on tour.
Cool. That sounds fun. Thank you, Aksh, for participating in JVB Toasties Gavel Club and Speech Competition. Then lastly, we have Anya. How many years have you been a member of your club?
2.
And what were the officer positions that you have held?
I was the president last year, and then this year I'm the mentor and advisor.
Okay. So you have a lot of creative interests. When you're stressed, what is your go-to form of creative outlet?
That really depends. I feel like oftentimes it changes depending on my mood and like the month. I feel like right now it's probably piano because it's something I can do for like 10 minutes, even if I don't have that much time, and then I can move on and get to work. But I think painting, playing tennis, all that sort of stuff is very relaxing, but it definitely takes more time. So
Thank you for participating in JVB Toasties Gavel Club of Speech Competition. Yes, that concludes the interview portion. Do we need more time otherwise for the judges? Oh, okay. Perfect. Yep.
I do believe judges need more time. So do we,
One more set of questions.
okay, or I had some,
Oh, okay, yeah.
no. You can decide.
Oh, okay. That seems fun.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I knew this was gonna happen, so we'll need some fillers. So I prepared something from ChatGPT, so let's see. Yeah. But I think it's a quiz. So we can all participate. We'll first give opportunity to the audience. If they get wrong, then you guys take over, yeah? No, no. I've already done that, so you don't. All right, so I have prepared some few questions. I think it also is going to help you better understand Toastmaster. I think that's the least of it. So here we go. First one. What year? I do have multiple choices, so you don't have to worry. What year was Toastmasters International founded? What year was Toastmasters International founded? Your choices are 1910, 1924, 1945, and 1957. 1910, 1924, 1945, 1957. 1924, so they get a point. Huh? How did they get that? Huh? Okay, and maybe we'll do alternate, otherwise they'll get all the answers. Yeah. Okay, so the question for you guys, how many countries is Toastmasters International currently active in? 50, 100, 145, 200. That's correct. Huh? What is the highest honor a Toastmaster member can achieve? What is the highest honor? Yes, so they don't even need the choices. Where was the first Toastmaster Club established? Where was the first Toastmaster Club established? If you guys know the answer like them. Okay, so your choices are New York City, USA, London, UK, Santa Ana, California, USA, Tokyo, Japan. Lockdown London. Okay, they are London and that's wrong. Santa Ana, California, that's correct. Okay, the next one. So it's to them. What is the annual event where Toastmasters from all around the world compete in public speaking? What is the annual event where Toastmasters from all around the world compete in public speaking? So your choices are Toastmasters Convention, World Championship of Public Speaking, Global Speaking Summit, International Speech Symposium. Yes. World Championship of Public Speaking. Okay, how many levels are there in Toastmasters Pathway Learning Experience? This you better know. Yes. Okay. Which magazine recognized Toastmaster International as one of the 50 best employers for new grads? Which magazine recognized Toastmasters International as one of the 50 best employers for new grads? You need choices? Time Magazine, Forbes, National Geographic, The Economist. Forbes is correct. All right. What is the motto of Toastmaster International? Speak and lead, where leaders are made, communicate with confidence, master of art of public speaking, where leaders are made, where leaders are made. What is the primary focus of Toastmasters Pathway Program? Leadership development, language proficiency, technical skills, emotional intelligence. Leadership development. So they're getting it all. How many members does Toastmaster International have worldwide? 100,000, 250,000, 364,000, 500,000. Odd line, huh? So that's correct. Yeah, 364,000. All right. So looks like we still need more time. Yes.
Okay, this is a like fun. Yeah, so one of the questions that I wanted to ask everyone, so something that's really popular, at least a few months ago, that was on TikTok was the presentation nights, which presentation nights is very similar to what you guys saw all of them do. But theirs was very serious. So I want to hear from them like what your like if you had to do a fun presentation right now, like if supposedly I said put you on the spot for 6 minutes, what could you talk about? Yeah, and then you just, it's kind of similar to what you did, but it's fun topics, you know, something silly. I want, yeah, your passion, your like, you know,
If I had to make a presentation, I'll talk about the Drake versus Kendrick beef.
the what?
The Drake beef.
Oh, okay.
So if I had to do it, it wouldn't be for 6 minutes. I'd talk for 6 hours about how football, about football and just random stuff, like the draft that's coming up, and I could just go on and on. So probably be that.
If I had to talk about 6 minutes or something, it would probably disproving why electric cars aren't better than gas cars because it takes all the fun away from the cars and the engines.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's serious.
yeah, maybe something I would talk about for 6 minutes is like basketball, like NBA. I like watching NBA, so maybe that.
Today, I think I already had a fun topic I discussed, but another one I would talk about is why my favorite basketball player, Stephen Curry, is the best ever.
I don't know. I would talk about ice cream.
Yeah, nice. I also, yeah, congrats. I also want to hear from just like the adults, like if I had to put you on the spot, what could you talk about right now for 6 minutes and present? Oh, huh? Not working. No, something fun, yeah.
What's cricket better than basketball?
Okay, okay, and name, give 1 point as to why.
Huh?
Give 1 point as to why, like one of your points.
Oh, one point as to why?
Yeah.
Because they beat with hundred of runs versus 50 runs.
Versus. Anyone else?
Election.
Oh, election. Oh. That, yeah, 6 minutes wouldn't be enough, and you know, be careful about your your opinions. We have 6 liberal young kids here. You don't know, you don't want to fight them. Yeah, no, I'm saying yeah. Yeah. Anybody else? No? Not so many passions among the adults. Huh? I am obsessed with Apple products, and I'll go on and on about why they're so good. Yeah. And TBHD, if you know, I follow him extensively. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I know. Yeah. Oh my God, you have to go to whatever next frisbee game. Yeah. You play? Yes. Okay. Okay, you have to go and then show me. That's all we have to do. Sit back down, or should we wait over there?
They can still go back and sit down.
We're gonna hold it back up there.
Yes.
If I would pick languages.
Yeah.
Participant things, and I'll present like at the same time, right? This is what, that's when this is happening. Yeah, okay. The participation, no, they said to do it when you.
Just before okay.
Yeah, so just before the actual. announcement.
When let them.
Yeah, so we'll come back.
So what's, it's all.
Yeah, I got my, I think.
They need to use. So do we know how much more time we need, madam? 5 more minutes? 5 to 7? So I still have more questions if you want to go. So just so we are clear, we still have the award ceremony and the final speech from the president. Those are the two things pending. We can continue with the questions, so at least somebody is enthusiastic. Yeah. All right, so next question. Who founded Toastmasters International? Founder? Yeah. Richard what? Smedley, yeah. This is Ralph C. Smedley. No. Yeah. Things are very straightforward. Yeah, this might be a good one. You don't answer. What is the name of the first speech in the Toastmasters Pathway programs? Icebreaker. Okay, which of the following is not a leadership role in Toastmasters Club? Treasurer, VP membership, sergeant at arms, pathway mentors. Pathway mentors. Sergeant at arms. But that's a role, sergeant. But sergeant at arms is just a volunteer role, right? It's actual office. Okay. What does that mean? Okay, all the logistics. Ah. काम काम करने वाले या काम नहीं. Okay, maybe this is good one. Which of the following is not a part of Toastmaster International core values? Respect, integrity, service, and profit. Which of the following is not a type of speech evaluation used in Toastmaster? oral, written, peer, general. Which of the following is not a type of speech evaluation used in Toastmaster? Oral, written, peer, and general. Peer, there is no peer evaluation.
Go ahead.
I have some would you rather questions similar to that, like the table topic discussion. So, would you rather have every meal you eat be for the rest of your life be too spicy or too sweet? Yeah. Too sweet?
Too
Oh,
spicy.
Raise your hand for spicy. Okay. And sweet? Oh, no, no. One. You can only pick one. Would you rather wear pants 3 sizes too big or shoes 3 sizes too small?
Pants, pants, 3 size, yeah. Shoes will not even fit in.
I can wear pants.
Baggy pants.
You have to hold it out.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll end up holding the shoe also in hand if you cannot wear.
would you rather meet Bigfoot or an alien? Alien? Nobody cares about Bigfoot. Bigfoot is just this random mythical monster that has big feet. Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, these are intense. Okay, would you rather end war or poverty? End war or end poverty? Tea.
Yeah, let's end the war. We don't want to kill.
Would you rather stay young physically or mentally? Mentally? Yeah, I feel mentally too. Actually, I'm already mentally young at heart. Ooh.
If somebody gives a different answer than other, then they are physically.
Yeah, then they
Like Sanjay said he would rather be physically.
Oh, yeah, physically. AI won't be that smart, I think. for
Oh,
another few
it'll be
years.
more smarter than you can imagine.
Uh,
We'll have to cool him down. Say, okay.
Would you rather visit the past or travel into the future? Past or future? Future? I too would pick future.
Future.
Future? Oh, okay, since both. Wow. But the answer can't be both to this one.
Sanjeev is confident that you will complete the circle in one lifetime.
Would you rather live in a mountain cabin with no human contact or a big city studio apartment with 3 roommates? I know exactly what everyone's gonna say here. You're gonna be cabin. Oh. Oh, yeah. Would you rather live in a mountain cabin with no human contact or a big city studio apartment with 3 roommates? Oh, really? Huh? Like forever. Yeah. With 3 okay. Yeah, you'll get good food. All same life. Huh?
As long as the other two are working for you. Nitin will have to make a ball Wilson to talk to him in the jungle if you want to say.
Would you rather lose your sense of smell or taste? Smell?
Yeah.
But
smell.
also be mindful that smell influences taste. Like you can't taste if you can't smell. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you can smell because smell is a big part of tasting. Yeah. I guess. Yeah, taste, both of them were going. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, but it's not 100%, right? You can still taste without smelling. I mean, you can close your nose and eat gulab jamun. I think you'll know what it is. You start sneezing.
Oh, okay, just, yeah, you can still taste, but it'll be diminished.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. And you can't detect the subtle flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sad. Okay. Would you rather?
1 more minute.
Yeah.
Almost there. Yeah, we have real serious, looks like it was a serious competition. तुम इधर हो तो घर नहीं जा सकते. So they just need 1 more minute. Yeah.
Oh. Would you be a happy idiot or a miserable genius? Miserable genius. So you're super smart, but you're sad.
Happy idiot. Happy idiot. Yeah.
Would you rather get a paper cut whenever you read a book or bite your tongue at every meal? How often do you read is the question. Oh, you read? Oh, so you would get, oh, that's painful. So. Would you rather be followed everywhere by somebody who plays the flute or be surprised every day by somebody playing a tuba? Someone constantly following you or just like every day once somebody will jump out at you with the tuba? What?
Tolerance is very low.
What do you choose?
Yeah.
What do you choose? Oh my.
Oh, be careful. We have some environment.
Oh, that I know there's
Yeah.
another one that's actually similar question. Okay. Okay, would you rather have extra toe or extra finger?
Yeah.
Toe or finger?
Looks like we are getting ready now. Thank you. So I call chairman and then call the chairman. So we'll start with the award ceremony. So maybe first for the participation award, I would like to invite Kankareji to come up the stage.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So this first section is just the participation award. No, you call the names and give one.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
Okay, yes. Yeah, so we'll start off with Liam Jane. Oh, yeah, oh, that one. Yeah. Oh, for the picture, okay.
Can we have somebody take pictures? 1 second even.
Yeah.
Ashish, you're taking for, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yes, oh, yes,
Yeah.
okay. Harsh Doftry.
Harsh Daftari.
Duff.
Harsh Daftari. Yeah.
Daksh Bafna. Next is Arn Harkin.
Arkawat.
Okay.
Arkawat.
Here.
Yeah. Arkawat. W.
Aksh Doshi.
And the last one?
Anya Babe.
Anya Beth. So one with the group picture, Kankareji, you can stay in the center with everybody on. Yeah, why don't I let go? And one with the host. Then we'll do at the end all the volunteers here. So now, yeah, you can take a seat. Kankareji. Now we'll announce the first, second, and third, or third, second, and first place winners for both the competitions. So first, we'll start with the prepared speech. This is the speech. So for the prepared speech, the third place goes to Harsh Daftari. For the prepared speech, the second place goes to Arin Harkawat. And the winner for the prepared speech is Anya Bed. So you can stay here. So now we'll get on to the table topic speech. Third place goes to Anya again. The second place for the table topic goes to Liam Jain. And the first place for table topic goes to Aksh Doshi. So one more picture with all the winners. Big round of applause to them. Congratulations, guys. Okay. So I think this is the last section. Maybe we finish the speech and then take the picture. So the last, yeah, you may all take your seat. Yeah, thank you. I would like to now invite the Gavel Club President Aksh Doshi to recognize the volunteers and do the closing remarks.
Judges, volunteers, parents, fellow Toastmasters, and esteemed guests. It was with great pleasure and gratitude that I stand before you today as the president of our esteemed Gavel Club to recognize and honor the invaluable contributions of our dedicated volunteers. To our Toastmasters who serve as mentors, guiding and inspiring the fellow members with wisdom and encouragement, we salute you. And your dedication and nurturing talent and growth is truly commendable. To our meeting organizers, role takers, Ms. Janvi, Ms. Smriti Bay, and Ms. Sonia Doshi, Ms. Ankita Jain, who step up every week after week to fill essential roles, ensuring the good execution of our meetings. We extend our heartfelt thanks, and your reliability and commitment are the backbone of our club's success. To our event coordinators, committee members, and volunteers, contest chair, Dinesh Doshi, chief judge, Madhumita Sacheti, ballot counter, Nimisha Shah, contest interviewer, Deepika Anchalia, timer, Sanjeev Jain, sergeant in arms, Ankita Jain, and our esteemed judges. Thank you all. In recognition of your dedication and service, I invite you to all join me in a round of applause for our incredible volunteers.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, so I think this was really a good experience for me to host. Thank you, everybody. I think, yeah, Toasties, from my 2 cents, I think this is really a good platform for kids. Like Ankaraji said, like just nobody has any fear, right? That's the first and foremost feature or characteristic we need, that somebody can just come on the stage and just free flows deliver. So I think that's very important. It is going to be a key thing for you in your future careers, right? Any job, anywhere you go, the ability to speak your thoughts is very important. And I think this is a great platform. And all the volunteers and the coordinators and the meeting organizers, we really appreciate for you to take charge. And today, I think, yeah, we had also very surprise volunteers stepping up the game and participating here. So I think, yeah, on behalf of the committee, I really thank you all. With that, I think if you want to speak a couple words, and then maybe we can just take a group picture. Kankareji, if you want to just wrap up.
Congratulations, all six of you. You are so immaculate in your presentation, in the content, and in art of speaking. So you all are going to be in Modi and Obama camp and not the Biden or Trump camp. You all will be successful leaders. And I'm very glad this platform and forum has come up and is going on. And it made you into very eloquent speakers. So congratulations for your effort in those 5-7 minutes. You presented it so well. And judges had a real hard time. Extension over extension we were talking because that speaks of your capability. Congratulations, keep going on.
So now I would like to invite everybody involved in this, contestants, judges, volunteers, and parents. Yeah, parents first take the picture and then join. Please come on. Yeah, contestants, please. And the anonymous judges, I think now we can reveal. So we have, you guys want to stand up? We'll stand down, yeah. We have Pratiti and where is Prachi left? Okay, Prachi, who were the anonymous judges in addition to our chief judge, Smriti Sach. So with that, I think, yeah, please join me for a last group picture. Sanjeev. मधुमिता जी हाँ बस है ना एक पिक्चर Okay. For a successful event. Future presidents. Thank you all. Thank you. We may adjourn.